This is Rev Michelle Hopkins. I'd like to talk to you about the end of the world. December 21st, 2012. We were told that a Mayan calendar was found. And on that calendar was traced every year up until December 21st, 2012. And for some reason, inexplicably, it stopped on that day of this year. Well, that day is just a few weeks away. What you've not been told is later on, a tomb was found. A tomb belonging to a Mayan king. And in that tomb was found another calendar, a very elaborate calendar, more fully complete. That calendar brought time for the Mayans fully 2,000 years farther than December 21st, 2012. So it was obvious that the Mayans believed, according to this king, that their world was going to continue for at least 2,000 more years past our December 21st, 2012. Then we were told that there was supposed to be some sort of alignment. That there was going to be a major alignment of our solar system on December 21st, 2012, and that Nibiru, another planet, would either come into alignment or somehow impact the Earth, either physically impacting the Earth on December 21st, 2012, or come so close to the Earth that something terrible would happen to the Earth. David Morrison is an astrobiologist at NIA. He is the senior scientist there. He was asked about the planetary alignment and what we should expect on that day. David Morrison said, "There is no planetary alignment in 2012 or in any other time in the next several decades. For your information, this is what our planetary alignment looked like on May 5th of 2000. This is Earth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planets, including our moon, ourselves, and the sun, aligned on that day, May 5th, 2000. Does anybody even remember that day? The next planetary alignment will occur September 8th, 2040 at approximately 7:30 p.m. There will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planets aligning, including our moon, but not even the sun. The planets involved will include Mercury, Venus, Earth, because we're on it, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and the crescent moon. But that's going to happen September 8th, 2040. That is the soonest planetary alignment on the schedule anytime in the future. There is no planetary alignment on December 21st, 2012. In fact, this is what our solar system will look like then. Here we are. Here's the sun. There's Mars, Jupiter over here. Pluto is way out here. Saturn is down here. Uranus is down here. There is zero planetary alignment. Okay? Nothing going on. No planets aligned, especially not with Earth. Okay? Then the astrophysicist talked about the polar shift. Now, in truth, our North Pole has shifted numerous times in the last couple of years. So much so that the FAA required last year that all airports close down if they had not recalibrated their true north. But the idea that the poles could actually somehow reverse, this astrobiologist finds incomprehensible. And frankly, so do I. There's no point in speculating about the consequences of something that has never happened and never will. Before geologists discovered the role of plate tectonics about 60 years ago, there was some speculation that a polar shift was involved in transforming the Antarctic, for example, from a warm to a cold climate. But now we know it was the Antarctic continent that moved, not the rotational pole. The bottom line is, there is no possibility of a polar shift and no danger associated with one. This was David Morrison, NIA Senior Scientist, 2008. Now look at this image. This is the image of what people are calling Nibiru. It is a star inside some sort of nebula. It looks like the nebula is made out of fiberglass and particulates, aerosol particulates. That's what it looks like to me. Inside the nebula is this star, Nibiru. And this is the passage of death. I want you to understand something as you look at this picture. This in and of itself is demonic. It is the demonic representation of Nibiru. Nibiru is satanic, it is occultic, it is regarding the Sumerian gods, demon gods, and it is the passage of death. So when people are worshiping this planetoid star-like thing, this passage, it is the passage of death. They're believing that when Nibiru comes, everything will change and we will pass from one consciousness into another. It is the passage of death. Death is our enemy. Now, this doctrine is a doctrine of demons. And 1 Timothy 4:1 says, "Now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of demons. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons too," according to 1 Corinthians 10:21. You cannot have a part in both God's table, the table of the Lord, and the table of demons. Nibiru is a doctrine of demons, and if you are a Christian and you believe in Nibiru, Nibiru is demonic, it is satanic, it is the passage of death. It is a seduction into the occult, and you need to walk away from that, turn away from that, and ask the Lord to forgive you for going into that. Come away from it. It is a lie. It is part of the great deception. Next on the scene was ancient aliens. When they came on the scene, they decided that it wasn't necessarily that the Mayans were saying that that was the end of the world, particularly since this new calendar came along and it was 2,000 years past 2012. Of course, they didn't say that in Ancient Aliens. They said, well, it's more than likely that these aliens came down and the Mayans called them gods, and they're coming back on December 21st, 2012. Now, there is a great deception afoot. It is a false alien invasion. President after U.S. president has gone to the UN and said, all we need is an alien invasion from outer space to bring us together as one government.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
To a one world order, a new world order, and everyone will be crying and begging to come under one world government to protect us from this alien invasion. I want you to know and understand that our TTA, our Tesla Tech Array capability, our HAARP type array capability, is such that we can create holograms that are unbelievably real. They are mistakably false. They could make you believe they are real, particularly because of all the other deceptions, all the other senses that are taking place as a result of frequency that is being emitted on an assault on the grand populace. This is going to be a worldwide false alien invasion. The powers that be are very powerful indeed, and all this chemtrail spraying and all this HAARP manipulation of weather and seismic activity and holographic activity, it's all part of the big plan, and this great delusion is all part of that plan, this false alien invasion. I want you to know that I did not learn about this alien invasion from going on the internet and finding it on the internet. I learned about this alien invasion from my friends at NASA. When I came to my friend at NASA and I told him that I had just learned about chemtrails, he began to tell me what really chemtrails was about. He began to tell me why people all over the world are seeing these lights in the sky. They're not aliens. They are part of the deception. They're LED lights that are extremely powerful and very deceptive. They are HAARP type arrays. China, their HAARP type array is so powerful and so well manufactured that they can create an entire city and cause it to appear on our satellite topography. It fools our satellite data. Now, our satellite data does not just look at an image, okay? It detects texture. And yes, we can use frequency to cause holographic images to seem solid, thereby rendering texture effect. That is how China fooled our satellites. I can tell you, we had some words with China about that. China made one of their entire cities disappear. You couldn't see it on the ground, and you couldn't see it from our satellites. And we went round and round over that one. They covered their entire city with HAARP type frequency. That is how developed their technology is. And if you don't believe ours is just as developed, you haven't seen all of my videos. At the Arctic region, we have massive formations that HAARP is creating. And I say HAARP, when I say HAARP, I mean TTAs, Tesla Tech Arrays. These are not made by HAARP specifically. They are made by satellite, and they are helped along by regional TTAs. We also have all kinds of different strange happenings going on in the sky and on the Earth that are HAARP related and chemtrail related. I'm here to tell you the end of the world is not December 21st, 2012. And NASA will back me up on that. I'm going to show you a video from NASA to tell you what they think about December 12th, 2012. NASA is not telling everything. People at NASA, not all of them, but people at NASA know. They know about this false alien invasion. They can't tell people that, but they know.
Steve Pace has been prepping for the end of the world for years.
I foresee the potential for a disaster that's catastrophic.
CNN caught up with him in 2009 as he prepared with food, weapons, even anti-radiation pills, all for this year, 2012.
I'm talking the collapse of civilization.
Pace is among the doomsdayers worried that December 21st, 2012 will be the last. That's the day when the ancient Mayan calendar is said to end.
Their calendar does not end.
But that talk of the end of the world, sheer nonsense, says top scientists. In this YouTube video that NASA put out, experts explain why it's just another day. Their scientists take all of the rumors one by one and debunk them. Among the theories is that a large planet known as Nibiru will have a close encounter with Earth, wreaking all kinds of havoc.
So this enormous planet is supposed to be coming toward Earth. But if it were, we would have seen it long ago. And if it were invisible somehow, we would have seen the effects of this planet on the neighboring planets.
Thousands of astronomers, expert and novice, see nothing of the sort. Another theory is that the planets will somehow align, causing devastating tidal waves. Two problems there. There is no planetary alignment taking place, and even if it were, only the moon and sun could have an effect on tides on the Earth, says NASA. Experts have also dismissed other theories, like the shifting of the Earth's magnetic poles or solar storms. To some, it may all sound like fantasy, but there are quite a few people who are really afraid, mostly because for the past several years, the internet has been abuzz with talk of the world ending on December 21st, 2012. David Morrison, senior scientist at the NASA Astrobiology Institute, says he has been inundated with emails, including a message from two parents who said they were planning on killing their children and themselves ahead of the date.
I have received thousands of emails that were sent to NASA's website, Ask an Astrobiologist, asking about all aspects of this strange 2012 doomsday hoax, including many children who are really scared, who say they can't sleep, they can't eat. Some have even said they're contemplating suicide.
Morrison has put out a Doomsday 2012 fact sheet. He says he's looking forward to December 22nd, the day after, so that the world can get on with their lives and children can look forward to something else, Christmas.
Mayan experts have also weighed in saying, look, the calendar doesn't end, that it's like ending our year on December 31st. Well, then we have a new year that starts the very next day, Joe.
This is the bottom line. Do I believe December 21st, 2012 is the end of the world? Absolutely not. Do I believe this false alien invasion will take place on that day? Very doubtful. There's just not enough time to do the rest of the preparation that needs to take place beforehand. Do I believe it will be a spiritual catalyst? Absolutely. I do believe it will be a spiritual catalyst because the followers of Satan, the followers of the occult, will be very active. As Christians, we need to pray. We need to bind Satan. We need to take authority. I think it will over demonic storms coming up in the name of December 21. Alien invasion, 2012. Yes, I do. There may be some trembling involved in the world on that day. But take heart. The Lord is with you. This is something that the powers that be want to bring down upon the world. Don't let them bring it down on you. Don't allow fear to overcome you. Pure love casts out fear. The Lord is with us. No matter what happens, He is with us, and everything is all right. This is Rev Michelle Hopkins. Thank you for watching, everyone, and God bless you.